Okay, we're going here. I don't know if you remember from last week, we ended up solving, so on page 17, I got you to try 2 questions. But here we're going to look at maybe just give it a little spin. I want you to know how that everything is connected, right? Everything you've learned in younger grades leading up to this point is actually all connected, okay? So I want you to focus on page 18, right? Hello? Page 18. We're going to deal with an isosceles. I'll just kind of give you a different take on this, okay? And how things you've learned in the past would probably apply here. If you have an isosceles triangle, you can, what I call, or you would call it too, you can split it in half, right? But I'm not going to do that just yet. So in this example here, right, a surveyor, person that kind of measures properties and landscapes and stuff like that, has been hired to develop a park in the city. They want to make a bridge that goes over the pond here. So there's a bunch of information that's being collected. You can almost call this triangulating. You know when they say triangulate someone's location, right? It has to do with, obviously, with trigonometry here. So what's the length of the pond from A to B? Okay, this is basically side C is unknown. Because then if we know the length of the pond, we can figure out the length of the bridge, okay? And anybody remember, what do we need for sine law? If we want to use sine law, what do we need? You're getting there? Yeah. You need a pair? Is that what you're trying to say? A pair. Yes, you need a pair. That's right. So I used to tell my students, like, I used to make you remember SSA, ASA, blah, blah, blah. That was just getting messy, right? So I just decided, you know what? Just if you see a pair, it's sine law. If you don't see a pair, if you can't somehow get a pair, it's cosine law, basically, right? So here we go. This is actually side angle side. I don't mind using the letters here because you see that the angle is sandwiched between the 2 sides. So it's cosine law. You will get on the exam, especially you get marks for just identifying the right law to use, right? Okay. So we determined that that's what we need to use. So remember, this is the formula. You'd be looking at your formula sheet because you probably have this on your study sheet, but I will show you here. This is when it's an SAS case, right? This here I will show you today, this version of the formula, that's when it's a side scenario. You're trying to find an angle, okay? So that's probably worth noting. But we basically take both of the sides and just plug them into our formula, right? First side squared, second side squared, minus 2 times the first times the second times cosine of 80 degrees. So it's a must, right? When you show your work, that should be your first line. Okay? If you're just joining us, page 18. Okay? Then we type all of this in, and I will spare you the, you know what? Why not? You try it. It's actually worth typing this in just to make sure you get this right. Take a moment, type that in, and get to, right? How to deal with those scenarios. So try page 19 for notes purposes to make sure you have this right. So I'm going to call this x right there across from angle x. So x squared would be 752 squared plus 481 minus 2 times 752. This is definitely not a symmetric triangle, so don't even try cutting this one, right? Don't do that. This would not work out for you, okay? Because they're different sides. So x would be square root when you type all of that in. It's a big number, but we don't fear it because we have a calculator to help us out. So you get something like that. Please show me this step. And then a third line, which is 765.09 meters. This is the direct distance, right? So I saw that number. Quite a few of you got this one. So good, but this is not answering the question to get full marks, right? How much further? I did see this one as well. So basically, you just go 481 plus 752. That gives you 1233 meters is the long way. Okay. And so you would get 1233 minus 765.09, which is 467.91 meters further. Okay, that is what this in particular, that's like the circled answer. That's what we really want, right? Of course, this would get you 2 out of the 3. This is going to get you 3 out of 3 marks on a question like this. So just get used to that we're going to start problem solving, not just solving for x, all right? Okay, now we're going to learn something new, or relatively new. Okay, I gave you the formulas already, but here it is. So I'm going to put a new